When we go and assess the intestinal tract, we will take first a look at the crop. The crop is still fixed to the body of the bird, and we will cut it to see and assess crop filling or identify diseases such as mycosis. Then we go back to the proventriculus and we can check the size and the condition of the proventriculus in order to exclude diseases such as Newcastle disease that can give petechiae in this organ. Afterwards, we will inspect the gizzard. We specifically check if there's no abnormal contents or litter eaters in this flock, and also we'll inspect the wall to see if there's no erosions that can be caused by some viruses or some mycotoxins. Furthermore, we will inspect the duodenum. The duodenum, which is engulfing the pancreas. The pancreas that is of course also an important organ and can be swollen or can be atrophied. When you look at the duodenum, we will check the level of inflammation, but also we can check for coccidiosis, a very important disease in broiler chickens. Coccidiosis can give whitish lesions, such as the ones that can be seen right here. We always cut the two loops of the duodenum in order to have the optimum view of the pressure of Acervulina coccidiosis. Further down the gut, we end up in the ileoiunum, where we will assess another type of coccidiosis, which is called a media maxima. A media maxima is characterized by red pinpoint lesions, such as the ones that can be seen here. We also open the gut in order to assess the status of bacterial enteritis. Especially we assess the inflammation status, but also the tonus of the gut. In this case, you can see there's a nice folding back of the edges of the gut, indicating a good gut tonus, which is needed for a good digestion of the feed. Also, we assess the level of ballooning, in this case absent, and also the gut contents, to see if there's a lot of fluids or a lot of slime or orange mucus inside the gut. In this case, you can see there's a little bit of fluid in the gut. The thickness of the gut is an important parameter to differentiate between coccidiosis and bacterial enteritis, where a more thickened gut wall indicates the coccidiosis, and a more thin gut wall indicates a certain level of bacterial enteritis. We always assess the gut in two parts. One is the cranial part. The secondary part is differentiated from the first part by macros diverticulum. When we go to the second part of the gut, we also check the gut contents, for instance in this case orange mucus. Again, we assess the gut tonus and also the thickness of the gut. It should be noticed that the gut wall is more thin in the distal part of the gut compared to the cranial part of the gut. After assessing the ileoiunum, we go to the ceca, the paired ceca of the chicken. The ceca are also opened in order to identify the level of cecal coccidiosis. If we have cecal coccidiosis, we will see red pinpoint lesions on the inside of the cecum, and or blood or remnants of blood and the lumen of the cecum. We also like to assess the level of undigested feed in the last part of the gut, and therefore we'll open this last bit to see if there's a lot of undigested feed or not.